Welcome to the Senior Rehab Podcast,
the podcast for rehab clinicians that want to better serve older adults.
And now, your host, Dustin Jones.
Shorts. Hello, friends. Thank you for the download. This week's Senior Rehab Short comes from our friends at Strive Labs. This is a guest blog from Andy DeLaO. He's at Cancer Geek on Twitter, and he is all about the patient experience. He wrote an article for Strive Labs titled Creating the Ideal Patient Experience. This was published on April 14th, 2016, which happens to be my birthday. If you aren't following at Cancer Geek on Twitter, then this is Ann Wendell speaking, by the way. You're missing out on learning more every day about creating the ideal patient experience. Andy DeLaO is a visionary entrepreneur with a passion for creating ideal care experiences for people with cancer. He works with vendors, organizations, and healthcare systems to make the difficult world of healthcare easy to understand. This slide caught my eye on Twitter one day, and I asked Andy to explain more to me about it. Thanks, Andy. The rules of healthcare. Number 1, healthcare begins with the patient. Number 2, healthcare ends with the patient. Number 3, healthcare includes the physician and a team focused on the patient. Number 4, you can only focus on one patient at a time. Number 5, turn off all rings, dings, and pings upon entering a room with the patient. Number 6, radiologists and pathologists must step out of the dark and into the light. Number 7, technology enables deeper, meaningful connections, removes silos and complexity. Number 8, the 4 T's, time, trust, transparency, transitions, make the hashtag #MyIdealPatientExperience. I created the rules of healthcare to remind healthcare providers what it takes to create and deliver an ideal patient or people experience. The creation and delivery of an ideal patient experience happens at the N of 1. It happens one patient at a time. The physical fluff like paint, robes, artwork, or waterfalls may set the backdrop, but it is the humanity of connecting with the patient that decides if it is an ideal patient experience or just crap. It means that the pagers, cell phones, and other annoying rings, dings, and pings need to be silenced, ignored, and left on the other side of the door. It means knocking on the door and being on time, smiling, and introducing myself to the patient and their family members. It means that no matter how bad my day is going, the complexity of my last exam, the bad news I just had to deliver, the backlog of dictations that need to be done, or the other people waiting, that I connect with this patient. It is a reminder that I need to treat this patient as if they are the only patient I am meeting today. I cannot rush through this patient to try and get to the next one or try to catch up or make up time. The most important thing is this patient, their needs, my listening in this moment. Sharing my undivided time with the patient builds trust. Earning their trust leads to a transparent conversation. A transparent conversation addresses their fear so I can manage the transition in the patient's journey, the 4 T's of healthcare. Each patient awards me their time and attention. It is my obligation to deliver back an ideal patient experience. I want to thank Ann Wendell and Strive Labs for giving me the privilege to connect with all of you. I'm confident that together we can put the hashtag #MeInMedicine and deliver an ideal patient experience by scaling it at the N of 1. As always, you can feel free to contact me at cancergeek@gmail.com or follow me on Twitter at cancergeek. Thanks, Andy. Hit me. I want to thank you for listening to this podcast. The show notes and much, much more can be found at seniorrehabproject.com. I want to encourage you to go there so you can join me and many others in the movement that's changing the face of geriatric rehab. Just go to seniorrehabproject.com, click join, and you'll be able to get access to our private Facebook group, which can basically serve as your virtual mastermind group. You'll get a short and sweet monthly email from me with useful links for you and your patients. And lastly, you'll get 10% off your first purchase from the Senior Rehab store. So all of this can be found at seniorrehabproject.com. And until next time, my friends, do not forget to stay funky.